right, Freak Show, Wild 94.1 Bay's Party Station. I'm sitting here texting back and forth with somebody because when I said, hey, HBCUs, we got to circle up of our man Joe Bullard, somebody wrote us and they're like, hey, man, he apologized. Move on. These people too sensitive, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Can we please? Because I'd like to talk about it because a lot of people aren't aware of the Battle of the Band cultures.
Gotcha.
Right.
And honestly, it's when you look at it just at a outside view, you're like, oh man, that person was mean. But you don't necessarily get it. It falls in the dozens. And I'm not gonna say you don't get it. You just haven't experienced it because
There's a history there.
Some people it hits you in the heart where you're like, wow, we grew up with this, so we kind of get it. I would equate it to rap battles. Mm-hmm. People who are in full-on rap battles saying anything they can to undermine the other person, and then right afterwards they high five and they're like, "Yo, all right, man, you got me, whatever."
Right.
Okay, so the game was between the Florida A&M Rattlers and Alabama State.
Okay.
And Alabama State has a dance crew of plus-size women that are called the Honeybees.
Okay.
And when the battles of the band, if you've never seen a true battle of the bands, it's built on disrespect. Mm-hmm. It's the band is leaving the field and the other band is walking onto the field as they leave because they don't wait for them to get off. It's like, hurry up, get on. And they have announcers, and their announcers are the MCs. They've practiced with them. They know their whole rundown of songs. They lead into the songs with like different stuff, but they also dig on each other.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
And when I was a senior at the Circle City Classic in Indianapolis, Jackson State played FAMU, and I heard that voice say, they think they can do their little new moves on 30 yards of the field where we use 100 yards. So why don't we get these short bus riders on off the thing? It was just like it was shots being fired, and everybody's like, ooh, okay. Well,
everybody's in on it.
This one went bad when Joe looked down and saw the Honeybees and just quickly came up with something, and this is how it sounded. Listen close.
Congratulate them. They're now the new face of Ozempic.
Hold on. Did he just say they're the new face of Ozempic?
Yeah. And then he went into their set.
Now their intro.
Now there's the intro. And he did that shot when they were walking off because it was, these 5, 6, 12, how many of them? And they're all like,
plus size.
That's their stick. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So his comment of, and the way it opened was pretty much what got him on People Magazine this morning.
Well, listen, in today's culture, the way the world is, especially.
That sucks, though.
I know.
That sucks because it's so hard for folks who have had a lifetime of being like iconic,
right,
doing that kind of like it's almost like when Bill was in here talking about comedy. Mm-hmm. It's like you can't expect people to, he apologized. He's like, I see how my words, came off that way, and I did not intend for that. And I mean, it was a heartfelt thing. He put it all over Facebook, all over socials. It's on, somebody just said it's up on TMZ right now. And they have the quote on TMZ Sports, congratulate them. They are now the new face of Ozempic. The announcer said, and Bullard's joke was captured on video, and the crowd's discussed audible clip right here for the scene.
So,
the president has issued a public apology as well. She's the new president of FAM, Marva Johnson. And the Alabama State president also sent out a statement as well. And then Joe Bullard put out an apology.
This isn't the first time when he's said stuff. He does this every single game, right?
Every game.
For how long now?
I want to say at least 35 years.
Oh, so he's kind of a legend there.
So this is every
game.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere the band goes, you would usually hear Joe's voice. And I mean, look at the text. Like they're very aware of what this is.
but
so-
there's a lot
know.
of people that aren't, and they just hear that clip. That's the thing. Like when it comes to headline news, you just read the headline. You don't know the backstory. You see the 10-second clip or whatever, and then you just assume these days, but you have no idea what's really going on. You don't read the story.
So he's done this for 16 weeks for 35 years.
Yeah.
And it's like this is the first time like somebody's actually been like,
Well, I mean, but like somebody just said, A13, yeah, he went too far, and this is not the first time he has crossed the line. It's always been, because other people have announcers too who say stuff about us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there have been people who've been like, hurry up and let them get on the band field now because they're going to be shooting later. Because Florida, there was shootings and stuff, and they would take a dig or, what. And so you catch these moments and you're like, wow, that guy really is an outlier. When it's not, it's the game.
I wonder.
The game, like when you have sorority and step shows and people are dissing the other ones, they all are D9, but they're going to diss the other ones to hold themselves up. It's like it's a part of the culture. And I feel so bad for him because he's such a positive guy that this now becomes part of his, humongous legacy. So, I mean, those folks who have been there are kind of like trying to hold him up and whatever, but it's a rough
people are
morning.
calling for him to be fired.
They are definitely calling for it, and that's the next move. It's like, if you have all of these statements and all of this stuff. When I got hit about it from my man Will, and he was like, "Are you talking about Joe tomorrow?" I'm like, I don't want to put no more light on it. And then I came in and I told y'all about it, and you were like, "Oh, really?" That night, you sent me a clip, and I was like, here we go.
Trending.
And then the next morning, People Magazine, and now TMZ, and I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
See,
You know?
it's like I contribute this to or attribute this to when the cheerleaders battle each other and they're like,
Bring it on, you guys have seen it.
UGLY.
You don't even know alibi, you ugly. Hey, you ugly. Yeah.
And they're like, MA, you ain't got no kind to say yo mama. Yo mama. That's like that. I feel like
Yeah.
That's the dozens.
There's a banter that goes back and forward to this. So yeah, when you take it out of context, it sounds so bad.
Yeah.
Because you even hear it in the crowd. And everybody's like, oh. And then even somebody in the background, like you hear it in that video, they're like, oh, you got too far. Like,
Somebody just said out of the 407, rest in peace, old FAMU.
Yeah.
Because that, because
Changing.
the changing of the guard is happening, and it's like it's not what it was. If you're just joining us, the game that happened between Alabama State and Florida A&M, the battle of the bands. The person who is the voice of the Marching 100, the almighty Joe Bullard, made a comment about the honeybees, who are a plus size crew, and said that they were the new face of Ozempic. And it got national news so far. This person out of the 951 says, as a chubbylicious woman, I thought that was hilarious.
Okay.
I am not familiar with the band culture, but it was still funny as hell.
Okay.
Out of the 727, as a fat girl, this is hilarious to me.
It depends. It depends. Does it depend on how sensitive you are? Or are we needing to change as a culture?
Well, in this world, all it takes is one person to feel something or feel like it was a slight to them. And if one person complains, that's all it takes for everybody to, kind of. And, that reaction, the crowd reaction is a bit telling.
I think that's how I feel like from your explanation, that's the reaction that he's trying to get.
You want that.
That's what he wants.
That's
no,
that
he
heat.
didn't.
Like,
That's that
Oh,
heat.
no, you wrong for that.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the older ladies are like, oh, you wrong
That's
for that.
every
and
single
he'll
time.
say, pray for me. He's
Pray
like,
for
Sunday,
me.
pray for me. And they be like, I will, because you wrong. It's been an accepted part of that culture.
Right.
And if you're going to change that whole thing, again, the best text is the rest in peace, old FAMU, because that was part of it. Like, I mean,
Culture.
people who even respected you were going to talk trash. I mean, we competed in multiple parts of Foster Tanner. As a choir, you talked crap about the other choirs that were competing. If you were a band, you had to talk. I mean, that pledge mentality, that brotherhood mentality, that playing the dozens mentality is part of that culture that helped build a lot of great leaders and civic, responsible, parties. They're people way too sensitive. It's just, but we've gotten so far down the line now. It's like, are we ever going to get that back? It's just sad. It's just, if anything, this is a eulogy from the way it was, because you can't get it back.
Yeah.
Becky,
and somebody said if they fire Joe, we rioting. I'm like, bro, and we will go to jail.
Right.
do you feel like the world is a little too PC nowadays? I remember like just a couple of weeks ago, Becky Lynch. Because you want that heat, that reaction, and she had said it was a really bad joke and bad timing about Ozzy Osbourne, and I remember like she was getting backlash because
he had just died.
Yeah, he had just died, and she had said something, and she was in his hometown. She said something, and I remember his wife Sharon was even like, "Oh, you're a piece of crap for saying this and stuff." So it's like, where's the line? Like, especially in entertainment.
Well, okay, that's a good question. Where is the line? I feel like when it comes to comedy, the way we grew up, I mean, there's a reason why you don't get good comedy movies nowadays. It's because everybody is overly sensitive, and you could get canceled.
A lot of people are writing that people are too sensitive. This says, as an alumni of an HBCU, this is ridiculous. It's only deemed disrespectful to those that are unaware of the culture of my beloved HBCU. This super sensitive public mess, you stay in their place and out of our stuff. You wouldn't understand it, so don't comment on it. Keep us out of your rhetoric. And this is, this sounds separatist, but it is true, because there has been a culture that has been a part of the HBCU world that isn't ready for prime time. But when you invite fam to the Bastille Day parade, as a president, and say, hey, I want America's band to represent us here, they're representing you because of your talent, and then they get the rest of it because now they're aware of you. So now they're starting to pay attention a little bit more. So to whom much is given, much is definitely required, but I just don't want to see people who are going to the yard now not get the same thing that we got.
Right.
Because people are telling their kids, go to fam because it's so great. And then they get there, they're like, man, it's different.
Right.
So it's, you know what I mean?
And he's going to have to tone himself down if he does keep his job. I hope he does. From a PR standpoint, I feel like this will blow over, because what he said isn't like he wanted somebody to unalive themselves or anything. I mean, he made a fat joke.
We had Monday Night Football yesterday. We had Bad Bunny that we talked about yesterday. Yeah. Do you know C Nasty called me, and I just immediately thought he was either calling me about what I said about, hey, I bet you he don't have no Bad Bunny in his laptop. As soon as I picked up the phone, he's like, man, you see this about Joe Dog? And that was the first thing he said to me. And I was like, really? He's like, bro. I was like, yeah, I talked to him. He's like, man, tell me they ain't gonna run Joe out of that. And I'm like, bro.
I hope not.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, iconic.
I seen the comments, and it was like, oh, he said worse. Have you heard him say worse?
Yes.
Yeah. Right, and that's what we're complaining about. This is the.
I've heard way worse.
Like
I've heard way worse. I've heard way worse from him, but I've also heard way worse directed at fam. And so his responses, I mean, that's part of the rehearsals. Yeah. He has to come up with those quips and stuff like that, so they hear those things all through the week.
I'm happy he apologized.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He's a Christian man. He's a good man. He's a high-standing value man in Tallahassee and in the state of Florida, really through the Southeast, because he was also the Columbia Records rep. So he was the person who you met at every concert, at every promotion. He walked people through the offices. When we started here, he made sure every Columbia artist was coming down here. Because he's like, I got you. And you know what I'm saying? So he's just a good guy, and I just hate to see it. So I wanted to make sure that we gave at least that explanation, so people who do see it, be like, man, first of all, I had never no idea, but I heard about it on the Freak Show. And yeah, I do hear how that could be a little burn, but it was explained. So at least y'all know. And if you ever get a chance to meet him, just say, hey, Joe, I'll pray for you on Sunday. That's all you got to do.
Orlando and the Freak Show.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support, like, share, subscribe.